Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Archaeology, the New Expedition. Archaeology, the New Expedition is published by Z-Man Games, designed by one of our up-and-coming new favorite designers. He's not up-and-coming, but to us, we've really grown fond. Phil Walker Harding plays 2 to 5 players in about 30 minutes. And effectively what you're doing in this game is you are taking on the role of an archaeologist, and you are going to dig sites, trying to rescue different artifacts to display them in a museum. The way that translates is you're trying to get cards off a deck to collect different sets. The more of a certain thing you can get, the more points it's worth. There's also some maps that you can use to go dig in this monument to try to get extra treasures. There are thieves that will let you steal cards from an opponent or let an opponent steal cards from you. And there's a sandstorm, which can just wreak havoc and make you lose half your cards if you're not protected by a tent. So that's the gist. Let's go down to the table. Check it out.
Come on, play the game.
All right, so here's a game of Archaeology, the New Expedition, all set up for 2 players. Now, setup is pretty simple. You're going to give each player a tent. You're going to remove the thieves, the sandstorms, and the maps. Shuffle all the rest of the cards together. Deal each player 4. Deal the appropriate number of cards to the monument, which I've done there. Flip 5 face up. Then shuffle back the map, thief, and sandstorm cards. Shuffle the deck, and you're ready to go. All right, so the way this game works is we are artifacts, or archaeologists. We are archaeologists trying to find artifacts to sell them to the museum to score points. And what that means is we're trying to dig through this deck here to get sets of cards to place them out in front of us to score points. It's a set collection game with a little bit of push your luck, which is what I'm about to show you. Now, the way this game works is on your turn, this player's going first. You're going to draw a card. Okay? Here's the cards that I have just so you can see them. So first thing you do is you dig from the deck. So I take a card. All right. It's a sandstorm. Now, what that means is, starting with this player, they have to decide if they want to discard their tent to be protected from the sandstorm or if they want to discard half of their cards. So I think, let's see what they want to do real quick. They're just going to discard half their cards. When you discard half your cards, they're going to go into the marketplace like this. And I'm actually going to discard half of mine as well. So we got a coin and this. And then whoever drew that sandstorm card discards it face up so everybody knows what's going on and draws another card. All right, so I have a map. And these are all in my hand so no one knows what's going on. Then on my turn I have 3 additional bonus actions that I can take as many times as I want except for 1. So I can trade with the marketplace any number of cards that I want to based on the trading value. So each of these cards have a trading value. So I can spend this Pharaoh's mask to take both of these coins if I want to. I think I will do that. So I'm going to put the Pharaoh's mask down here, which is worth 4, and these coins are going to be worth 4. These are in my hand again, and then that goes up here. Then I can trade again if I want to. I can keep doing that. All right. Then I can put stuff on display, and I'm not going to do that yet, so these are in my hand. And I can do that as many times as I want. And I can visit the monument 1 time by spinning a map. In this case, I need 1 map, and I'm going to do that. So I'm going to discard the map, which is giving up 3 points, but I'm going to get to do this. So I'm going to shuffle this deck, shuffle the chamber, draw 1 card at a time, stop at any time, and take all the drawn cards. If the total, this value, ever exceeds 5, I bust. All right? So let's see what's going on. Here's the deck. So we'll flip 1. It's a 1, all right, I feel good. It's a 3, I'll stop. So I'm gonna take these cards, put them in my hand, and then these cards return over there, done. I could have flipped more, but if I got 5 or more, I bust and I'm done. Now, let's see. I think I'm gonna put these on display here. I have 4 of these, and that's 20 points at the end of the game, which is pretty great, and it's also protected from sandstorms, so I don't need to worry about that anymore. And that is my turn. So when I've done all my turn, it's the other player's turn. They're going to draw a card, dig from the dig site, and then we're going to see what they have. So they drew a sandstorm as well. And so they'll discard that. They only have to discard half, so they'll get rid of this. They have a parchment scrap, so they'll get rid of that one. I only have one card, so I don't think it affects me, so I'll just keep mine. I think if you have one, you get to keep it. And then they get to draw another card. So now they have a map. Not a lot they can do because they only have a talisman and a map. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to spin their map and try to get some cards. So let's see what we got here. So they'll flip. That's a 1, a 2, a 4, and I think they're done. All right, so they take these cards into their hand. They don't want to do anything else, so they are done. Back to me. I draw. I have a broken cup. So I have a broken cup and a parchment scrap. So let's see. Let's do... I'm actually going to do nothing right now. I'm just going to pass. All right, back to this player. They're going to draw a card. What they draw? They have a parchment scrap, so they have 2 pot shards, a parchment scrap, a broken cup, and a talisman. I think they'd really like to get another talisman, so let's see what we can do here. So they're going to trade these 2 pot shards. There's a whole lot of pot shards here. I'll just stack them up. And a parchment scrap. That's 3 to take this talisman. So now they have 2 talismans. And that's all they're doing. They're done. Back to me. I draw a card. I have a map. I'm going to go ahead and use my map. So I'm going to dig in here. I was supposed to shuffle it before the last player, so let's do that. All right, let's see what we get. 1. All right. If total trade value of cards ever exceeds 5. All right, so I'm going to be done. So I got a Pharaoh's Mask and a parchment scrap. And I did not bust, so I feel good about that. And I really like that other Pharaoh's Mask, so let's take it. So I'll do 1, 2, 4, and I'll snag this Pharaoh's Mask. I now have 2 of those, which is really good, and done. They're going to dig. They have a parchment scrap. And, let's see. I'm going to try to snag that other talisman. So that's 3, there's 3, and done. This player is done. All right, back to me. I dig. Sandstorm. Sandstorm number 3. So starting with this player, they have to discard half, and they're actually going to get rid of this. So that's going to protect them. And I think I'm actually going to discard mine as well. So nothing happened there. But now I get to draw another card, and I have a pot shard. And because I'm scared, I'm going to play these 2 masks down here, keep my pot shard there. Done. This player's going to dig. They have a pot shard. And they are not going to play it fast and loose anymore either. They will play their 3 talismans for 20 points. They have a pot shard left. They will be done. Whole bunch of pot shards in the market. Whole bunch of these in the market. And that's how the game's going to keep playing. We're going to keep going until this deck is empty. And then we're going to keep going after that until everybody's run out of cards. And then whoever has the most points in their face-up treasures here is the winner. That's the game. And that is how you play Archaeology, the New Expedition. Let's go up the top. See what you think about it.
What do you think, son? What do you think?
All right, well, that was Archaeology, the New Expedition. So let's look at some of the components on this. First, this box is really nice, small. I love the art. This has 6 different monuments that you can pick from to make every game a little bit different. There's always one monument. They each play differently, so that's cool. And the card, it's just cards as well. And the cards are fantastic quality. I mean, fantastic. They have great graphic design. They're nice linen finish. They have cool art of what everything is on it, how they score, the player count, how much they're worth in the market. Everything about the components in this, I'm a big fan of. So, components are top notch. Rule book is super clear. No issues there. Fantastic. So let's talk about gameplay. This is actually a game that I really enjoy. This kind of feels like a traditional card game. A card game where you draw a card and then you play some stuff. Think Rummy, something like that. But in this one, you're drawing a card. That's the beginning of your turn. And then you're going to get to choose some actions to do after that. So it takes that basic game mechanism and it kind of flips it on its head and gives you a more gamery game going on after you draw the card. But at its heart, this game is strictly a set collection game. You're trying to collect as many of the certain artifacts as you can to score points. at the end of the game. You're trying to protect yourself from sandstorm, so you don't want to hold a bunch of cards in your hand. So you got a little bit of push your luck there going on. The temples the monuments are always awesome. There's always some push your luck going on in there. Never know what you're going to get. It's just a fantastic time. And I love everything about this game. This is the second time I've had this game. I traded it away. Now I have it back. And I definitely will not be trading it away again because that was dumb. So, yeah, that's where we are. So I'm going to give this game a BGM accepted seal. This is going to get an 8 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 4 out of 5 wrenches on our arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what we're going to do. So that is Archaeology, the new expedition from Z-Man Games. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.